What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Izzy's Retro Video Game Reviews. It's been a while since I did one, man. I know you guys have been missing it, so I figured what better time than now to bring it back. And it has been a while since I did a wrestling video game on this series. So on this episode, I'm gonna be taking a look back at WrestleMania 2000 for the Nintendo 64. But before we get into all of that, let's take a look at the iconic opening cinematic for the game. Oh man, brings you back, doesn't it? To the good old days of AKI and the Nintendo 64, and that whole system and the Nintendo 64, man. But WrestleMania 2000 was released on November 12th, 1999. So a few months before WrestleMania 2000 or WrestleMania 16 actually took place. WrestleMania 2000, the event itself actually took place on April 1st of 2000, and this game was released a couple of months before. I believe right before the '99 Survivor Series, which was iconic for two reasons. Most people might remember that for the night that Stone Cold Steve Austin was ran over by a car, and the beginning of that whole storyline with having to do with Rikishi and The Rock and Triple H. It was kind of like a whodunit type storyline. And another reason why that's notable is because that is the night that Hall of Famer Kurt Angle made his WWF television debut at the Survivor Series of 1999, defeating Sean Stasiak. He was supposed to be he looked at himself. Kurt looked at himself as a babyface, but of course, he was like this heel, Olympic gold medalist. Sorry about that. He was like this heel Olympic gold medalist. I can't lose. I'm an Olympic gold medalist, and just yeah, he had a hell of a rookie year in WWE, winning the WWF, European, and Intercontinental Championships all in 1 year. Just and went on an undefeated streak for a while till he lost to Taz at the Royal Rumble of 2000 when Taz debuted. But anyway, back to the game, man. So this uh, this was this game for me was pretty cool. I mean, of course, you had WCW NWO World Tour and WCW NWO Revenge that came out before this on the WCW side of things. But when WCW lost their license, lost the rights to get a deal done with AKI and that whole company and THQ. WWF scooped up the rights as you may or may not know. They had a deal with Acclaim before this, which produced WWF Warzone and WWF Attitude. So this was the first WWF game based on that system, and then of course you had No Mercy, which I covered very early on in the series. If you haven't seen that retrospective, I'm gonna put a link at the end of this video so you could go back and watch that one. But man, just this game was really cool for so many reasons, man. So so not only did you have like authentic entrances of all the superstars that were on the roster at the time, from Ken Shamrock to the Headbangers to Rock, Austin, Triple H, Taker, Kane, just everybody that you can think of on the at the time on the WWF roster in '99 going into 2000 is in the game. Everybody with the exception of Owen Hart, who tragically died in May of 1999. So a couple of months before this game was released. I believe that he was supposed to be in the game, but they cut him last minute due to his death. But I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. But yeah, so I believe this would also mark the final WWF video game appearance of Jeff Jarrett. Shortly after he would leave the WWF to go back to WCW. I believe he was already gone by the time this game got released, but it was too late to take him out of the game, so they kept him in. But yeah, man, you can pretty much like it had its story mode, and had its story mode, had unlockable characters. You can unlock the Godfather's hose and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. Yes, and also I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. I believe this is the video game. Wait a minute. No, I could be wrong. No, I'm actually wrong on that, so I'm not gonna mention. I was gonna say that this is the video game debut of Chris Jericho, but no, he debuted in August of '99 for the WWF, but much like it was too late to get him. The game was too late in development for him to get in, so he debuted in the No Mercy, which came out in 2000. Yeah. So no, wait a minute. He debuted in WWF SmackDown on the PlayStation, and then he was also in No Mercy in 2000 because SmackDown came out before No Mercy. Uh, yeah. So, oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, but for as for me, man, there was no there was no commentary in the game. You know, you didn't have JR and the King calling matches, but you know that was a small price to pay for everything else that you did get. I mean, you got the Hell in a, the I mean not the Hell in a Cell, the steel cage match with the black steel cage rather than the solid blue one that was in the 80s. That was used in the 80s. You got that brand new black Steve Cage looking sleek man. All kinds of weapons you can use at any time. Just everything that you want in a video game. It was so awesome. I remember I remember renting this game from Blockbuster and renting it consistently every week until till Christmas of 1999, where I finally got my own copy. And I played the crap out of it. I still have it, if you had the cartridge like I did, you know, the cartridge was black, and you know, Nintendo 64. If it was a really like if it was a special edition game or something like that, they would make the cartridge, you know, the color of of the cover, which was cool. You know, before you had Discard that did that on the PlayStation. Some games on PlayStation did that, but the like on for a cartridge based game you didn't see that often, and the N64 was like one of the only companies. The Nintendo was the only company to do that I know of. So I remember Donkey Kong Country, the cartridge being yellow, Donkey Kong 64 it being yellow, and uh, Zelda, one of the Zelda cartridges on N64 being gold, and it just went on and on and on. So that was a pretty cool touch to it, rather than your standard gray cartridge. But man, just I remember just going at it. You know, my younger I mean my older brothers Gus and Cole, who were still watching wrestling at the time, you know, they enjoyed it too, and we would just go at it. We would have three controllers, and we would be all plugged in, just going at it for hours, man. You know, they grew out of video games eventually, but I kept at it. And then, you know, when No Mercy came out, they kind of got back into things. And man, it was just fun times. Playing all those fantasy matches. You know, you can play intergender matches. You could play men against women, and you know, you can create. You had a pretty cool creation suite at the time. You know that you can pretty much create any superstar or alter their attire to your liking, and you know, I've seen some pretty cool creations online. Still to this day, people are playing No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000, and making some pretty cool creations and mods. You know, so that's pretty cool to see that the game that these games, even though they came out so long ago, they still hold up, and they're still gonna hold up for a pretty long time. But anyway, man, that's my memories of WrestleMania 2000. Uh, it was just such an easy game to pick up and play. You didn't necessarily have to be an expert, you know, like or like WWF Warzone and WWF Attitude. You didn't have to memorize 100 buttons to pull off moves and stuff like that. So that was a refreshing that was a refreshing change from the games that came before it. Uh, so yeah, man, just real easy to pick up and play. You can go at it for hours, and I still, like I said, I still have my copies of both No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 to this day in my basement, and along with my Nintendo 64 and all my other old systems. Man, I think I might have to go dig them up and fire it up just for some nostalgia of myself. But anyway, that is gonna do it for this episode of Izzy's Retro Video Game Reviews. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.